What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast. And I accidentally just deleted my last video. I don't know how. I was trying to edit and trying to go through the comments on like YouTube Studio, and I accidentally deleted it. So I'm gonna have to make another video right now, which is exactly what I'm doing. So I do apologize for that here, but this is gonna be another video here on the big snowstorm here. We're gonna be covering who can see the worst amount of snow here, where the bullseye's at. Where can we see the worst conditions / blizzard conditions? We're going to be looking at the time, where it's going to be at, all of that throughout this video here. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions about the snowstorm for your location, or how much they're going to get, or whether you're going to get snow, be sure to ask that in the comments. And as well, if you really like videos like these, be sure to hit the like button. I really do appreciate it here. But yeah, without further ado, let's get in the weather forecast. So here's looking at the NAN 12 kilometer here. We're going to start looking at more detailed radars on this video here instead of just the regular old global model. We're going to be looking at deeper, detailed models here. So this is the next 42 hours here. As you see, the NAN 12 kilometer does have this low pressure being at 1,004 millibars here on Monday morning, bringing in very heavy rain totals here for portions of the southeast here. But as we gradually go more to the north here and go through the colder temperatures here, where we have these 20s and 30s because of that very large cold front and Arctic blast behind this low pressure, that rain, as it moves northward, will start to convert into light snow and then later developing as we get closer to the overnight hours into heavy snow here. That snow and rain line will be kind of towards right here where that rain starts to convert into frozen precipitation. But areas to the east of that snow, we will be seeing some very heavy rain here, some big flooding threats, and even some severe weather threats as well. But this snow is going to start off really heavy here, as it's going to be taking advantage of those very cold temperatures throughout not only the Great Lakes but the southeast here. And due to that extreme widespreadness of this cold front, it will allow snow to go all the way down up to northern Georgia and Alabama. So it's going to be a very long system here, which will bring in effects for millions all the way up from Quebec, Ontario, all the way down into the Appalachians of the southeast. Going to be seeing extremely heavy rain, extremely heavy snow, and even some strong winds here, up to 30+ mile-an-hour wind gusts for areas in the Great Lakes that can very well bring in blizzard conditions because how heavy that snow will be coming down. And due to that very cold temperatures, the surfaces will be well below freezing, that very well stick to roads, and it's going to bring some threats here for kind of driving on the roads here. So definitely a storm where you definitely don't want to go out. And you do see those strong winds are going to come in from the north there from that low pressure, and that's going to bring in some strong winds onshore into Lake Erie, which is exactly where the worst conditions are expected to be here. Let's check out the total snowfall for the NAN 12 kilometer here. So let's see what they have snowfall total wise, and they do have a lot less snow expected compared to global models. They do have the maximum amount of snow that's around a foot of snow there near the Cleveland area, but that's really it. That's where the worst of the snow they have. For the rest, like Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, all the way down to Georgia, they have anywhere from trace to really 3 inches, and that's really it. So based on the NAN 12 kilometer, really off Lake Erie and the Great Lakes is where the worst of the snow will be. Let's check out the NAN 3 kilometer, and they actually, so they run the same thing here, but they're showing a bit more snow. So you do see by Monday we're going to be seeing a big rain event. It's just going to bring some severe weather. Not going to be too shabby. There could be some scattered tornadoes. This is what we see throughout the winter pattern, where snowstorms kind of occur to the north, and that brings in some severe weather for the southeast. Here it happens quite a bit down here in Georgia, but we are going to be seeing some scattered thunderstorms there throughout Monday. Not going to be too shabby. And once now we get to the Monday afternoon and evening hours, when the overnight temperatures come in, now dropping to the 20s and even the lower 30s, that's exactly where that rain will convert into snow, and it's going to be a pretty fast process. Won't take too long, especially as those storms will take advantage of the cold air. So severe weather and heavy rain downpours will rapidly convert into snow here. So what's going to happen really kind of when everybody's asleep here. So you're probably going to wake up, if you're in Ohio or in the Great Lakes, to rain. You're going to go to sleep with the rain and wake up with some very heavy snow here. So even some snow on the ground, but going to be seeing some light snow showers all the way down to the Appalachia, the Georgia, and Alabama. The more north we go, the heavier that snow will be. But going to be seeing some very strong winds here. We have a high pressure right here, and we have the low pressure right here, and they are all going to help bring in some strong winds onshore here for the Great Lakes here. Here's like now adding another model here for it on weather models, as you do see. In the next 47 hours here, that we have all these showers here and some slight severe weather across the mid-Atlantic and southeast and even portions of the Ohio Valley. But at that 47-hour mark, or around just under 50 hours into Monday, that's when we have those scattered showers converting into snow showers. And it won't just blow up from all the rain to snow. It's going to gradually turn to snow in scattered areas. And then by the time we get really deep overnight, that's when that snow will really become very widespread. You do see it's going to be a gradual process. By 48 hours, these storms are going to not slowly, but rapidly convert to snow. But it's not going to convert into one big snowstorm that fast. It's going to turn into snow very quickly, but it's going to take a while for this snow to actually connect and all these rain showers to actually become snow, as these temperatures more to these areas will be a bit lower than in these areas here. So it's going to be a gradual process as that cold from these overnight temperatures do come in effect here. And by the time those temperatures come in effect, there you see, then it blows up there, going to bring extremely heavy snow and potentially blizzard conditions for some of these areas, especially Ohio can see the blizzard conditions there, and even portions of Michigan, Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, West Virginia. You guys most likely won't see blizzard conditions because the winds won't be severe enough. The worst of the winds will be maintaining just off Lake Erie here, as the low pressure will be more to the north, and that's going to bring those strong winds more towards the northern areas here. But we will see some really strong, we will see some gusty winds across the mid-Atlantic and southeast because of this low pressure throughout Monday and Tuesday. But where we actually have the blizzard conditions expected, it will maintain in the Ohio Valley region and Midwest. But going to be seeing some very strong snow, very near Fort Wayne, Toledo, and up to the Cincinnati area, and even up to Lexington as well. Can see some nice snow, but also going to be seeing very heavy snow as well off Lake Erie. Going to be seeing some lake effect snow coming into play here, and it's going to be very heavy snow here. Some nice snow squalls there, but light snow moving to the Tennessee region, moderate snow continuing into central Kentucky, stretching all the way up into Lake Erie, and then the snow continues by into Tuesday morning. We'll continue to move towards Georgia here, but it stops at that 60-hour mark. But I mean, a lot of Ohio will be seeing a lot of snow here, including Columbus, Cincinnati, Toledo, and Cleveland. And going to continue to see those snow showers continuing on and off. There are Indianapolis and Detroit as well going to be getting a good amount of snow here. Let's check out one global model, and that's going to be the European here, because since those NAM models don't go more than 60 hours out or 84 hours out, then you really don't get the full story. So let's take a look at the full story. So we already know there's that moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico that meets with this big cold front, and that's exactly where that snow develops there. That's the normal La Nina pattern. That's actually a good example of that La Nina pattern. We have all the moisture right here, and you have the cold air coming around, and that's exactly why you get a very snowy Great Lake winter for the La Nina years. And this is just a prime example of what I expect this winter here. But there you see all that frozen precipitation. Could very well see as well this rain converting to freezing rain, and that freezing rain then converting into snow. So it's going to be that regular old process here. But you do see it's going to go all the way down up to northern Georgia and northern Alabama. Even Metro Atlanta can get included in this. Nashville can get included in this. Lexington, all these very big cities as well in the south could get included in this snowstorm. Obviously, they won't see too much accumulation, but it will be good enough for this time of the year. Continue to see that snow moving on by Tuesday later in the day. We'll start to push eastward into Pittsburgh, West Virginia, and Charleston, and up into Asheville, and getting closer to Roanoke. Roanoke can very well see some snow showers, very light though, but they're going to be seeing out of the worst of it. But of course, by Wednesday, continue to see this lake effect snow coming to push as well with this storm. Most likely going to be windstorm Dane, and it's all going to accumulate for areas like Erie, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, and Cleveland. You guys are getting still a good amount of snow here. But let's check out the accumulations here on snowfall for the European here. So this is actually these snowfall totals. They've really gone extremely high in the past few hours for a western trend for Western Ohio. So there has been a trend for more and more snow for Western Ohio compared to Eastern Ohio. So there is still a big updates that are to come. We still have plenty of time, up to 48 hours before this actually snow starts to accumulate. So plenty of time for bigger updates. Indianapolis, 4 to maybe even 8 inches of snowfall. So you guys are also seeing a bigger increase trend. You guys, yesterday, you had a big downtrend to really only a trace, but now you guys are going back in the higher totals. So Indianapolis, I would go back to preparing up to a half a foot or more for those areas. Far eastern Indiana, I mean, you guys are back in the bullseye again. 11 to possibly 17 inches there near the border of Ohio. Fort Wayne can get around a foot there in Fort Wayne, a very big city there. Cincinnati, 6 to 8 inches, another big city included. 7 to 8 inches near Lexington. More and more bigger cities are getting included in this upward trend. Toledo, another big city, is actually getting possibly the bullseye, 16 to 18 inches of snowfall. And just south of Toledo, a good 3 counties south of Toledo, we can get around 18 to 20 inches of snow again. This could change, so don't get too excited just yet. But at this point, you're going to get excited for snow. I just wouldn't get excited for that much, so just yet. Columbus, the capital of Ohio, big city, 10 inches of snow is possible, definitely possible, up to around 5 to 8 inches for Cleveland, 6 to around 8 inches for Detroit, another big city, and areas just north and just south of Detroit can get around over a foot of snow here. Definitely very impressive totals here as well. Check out the GFS really quickly as well. And this is what GFS, a huge difference, I guess you could say that, a very big difference. I mean, up to around a 20-inch difference for some regions here. I mean, look at this. Indianapolis, around 8 inches max for around 8 inches, the range there. Based on the European, GFS is basically showing less than 1.5 inches. So that's a very big difference for big city areas in eastern Indiana and western Ohio on the border. Shows up to around 14 plus inches. Here, eastern Indiana is getting less than 1 inch, and areas in far western Ohio are getting less than 4 inches. So there's a very big difference here. Cincinnati expecting less than 1 inch, when in the European they're getting up to 6 to 8 inches. I mean, there's very big differences as well. Cleveland's kind of the same thing there, but Toledo up to 16 inches for the European, less than 6 for the GFS, and up to around only 3 to 5 inches, only 3 to 4 inches for Detroit, when in the European they're getting up to around half a foot here. So there's a lot of big differences here, and I have to go with the European model at this point. I just really agree with the European. But let's check out the winds here. The winds obviously a big threat, and it's exactly the reason why we will be seeing blizzard conditions here. But this is a look at the next 47 hours. Or this isn't 47 hours here. Let me actually move so you guys can see. So this is the hour when the snow starts to convert. When that rain starts to convert into the snow for portions of Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio, that's the time frame. Around 40, 47, or 45 to 50 hours is the time frame when we start to see those first snow showers developing. The winds here in areas like Tennessee up to 39 to 40 knots here. Again, this isn't actually in knots, so it's going to be higher in miles an hour, up to around 40 knots there in Nashville, up to around 45 knots for southern Kentucky. Going to be seeing some lower totals here, but you can kind of see there are the winds coming in, meeting right in the middle here. That's where we're going to be seeing the really strong winds, and that just has to be a coincidence that it meets where the heaviest snow will be, which is exactly why we are seeing blizzard conditions. But going to be seeing the strongest winds there, actually way off where that actual snow is. It's going to be in the East Coast where that low pressure is, where that east side of the low pressure is going to be seeing up to strong tropical storm wind gusts there. But by the night of the 30th, we're going to start seeing now 31 knots, 35 knots, 40 knots in Illinois, 40 knots near Detroit, and then going to continue to increase at the 45 knots near Detroit, around 40 knots near Toledo, and that's going to continue to increase as we go further in December 1st here. But by December 2nd, we're going to get even stronger winds here as well.